So you saw those two things, right? That atrocious footwork and that disgusting ball pickup, right? Those are the two things that so many players are used to doing when they're shooting their pull-up jumpers. And today, I want to help as many players as I can fix that, because it seems like to me that a pull-up jumper is pretty much a lost art in today's game. Players don't know anymore how to properly stop, how to properly time that pickup, how to gather, and how to separate from a defender by doing just simple 1-2 stop, inside, outside, rise up, like Kobe, like T-Mac, like Jordan, and just get that open look on every single pull-up. So today, I want to go into detail as to how we're supposed to shoot a dribble pull-up jumper. And I know a lot of people might think that's easy, but that's actually a very difficult shot. And the footwork and the ball pickup and the timing and all the small details, so many players struggle with that, regardless of what level. I have some of the college players that do struggle with that shot. So today, I want to teach you guys all those things so that way in 2024, we know how to shoot correctly and properly a dribble pull-up jumper. Is that how you say it? Dribble, pull-up, whatever. Pull-up jumper, dribble pull-up. You get it, right? So without further ado, let's get to it. First things first, right? Let's start with our feet. So let me educate you here quick. Let's talk about inside, outside. Because when it comes to a pull-up jumper, it is really, really important. Inside, outside footwork is what will allow you to have that quick stop and then quick pop to separate with the defender. So, inside foot. If I have the ball in my left hand and I'm going left, my inside foot will be the foot that's opposite of the ball, which in this case is my right foot. So if I'm gonna go left, I want my first step into my pull-up to be with my right, and then my last step to be with my left. So inside, outside foot. And then same thing applies to me going right, okay? So it's gonna be dribbling right. My first step's gonna be with my inside foot, which will be my left, my right, and then I rise up. So that is my inside, outside footwork. That's how we want to attack our dribble pull-ups, okay? On our last dribble, we want to step inside, outside. On our last dribble, we want to step in inside, outside. Now, outside, inside. The only time that I use outside, inside footwork is on the hezzy pull-ups, right? Like the ones that T-Mac does, KD, right? Where we drop, we hang, and then we step with the ball side foot first. So that will be my outside, inside. But if I want to separate and rise up and be on balance and being able to attack at an angle, I have to make sure that I stop inside, outside, and I pop. Same thing going that way. Inside, outside, and then I pop. So that is a crucial detail if you want to be elite at shooting dribble pull-up jumpers, dribble pull-ups. You get it. Now this second detail is my favorite. And I'll tell you why, because this is what really gets players. This is why players mess up with the inside-outside footwork. And I'm talking about timing of my last dribble. Not the dribble before my last, or the dribble before my last, but my last dribble, okay? It's gonna be a big difference. There's gonna be a big difference between dribble before last dribble and then last dribble. So let's say I'm taking 2 dribbles into my pull-up, right? So if I'm gonna go left, my first dribble will be exactly timed and matched with my inside foot. So I'm gonna take my dribble and it will hit simultaneously with my inside foot. But then, on my last dribble, on that second dribble, I want to make sure that it hits slightly before my inside foot. So as I'm gonna go into my 2 dribbles, I will go dribble. And now here, once you see my left foot forward, I will push off that left foot and I will dribble and then plant inside, outside. Why? I'll tell you. Because if I will take my last dribble on the inside foot simultaneously, that will disrupt my rhythm, that will disrupt my flow, and what causes that to happen is that players will now go dribble, and then they will be going outside, inside. But even if, let's say, I only take one step after that, now I have really no flow, no rhythm into my pull-up. That's why I want to go same time as my inside foot on the first dribble, and then on my last dribble, I would go here, boom, and then step into my shot. So you have to really practice that, and you really have to understand that, okay? Same thing going right. Let's say I'm only gonna go one dribble, yeah? So I wanna make sure that only dribble, since it's one and only, and this is my last dribble, I will hit before my left foot. So let's say I'm gonna rip through, and I'm gonna put it down, and then plant left, right. I do not wanna put it down same time as my left foot. Because now what happens is that bad habit happens, and players wanna go outside, inside. And like I said, even if they don't wanna go outside, inside, and they just go boom, boom, the rhythm, the flow, timing is just really, really off. That's why we wanna time that last dribble slightly before our inside foot step. So we wanna plant that inside foot step after the dribble. Not with the dribble, but after the dribble. That's what's gonna allow that smooth 1-2 into our pull-up. So please work on that and understand, all of the dribbles before our last dribble will be timed simultaneously with our opposite foot, simultaneously. But then my last dribble, as soon as I make that choice to go into my pull-up, that last dribble has to hit before my inside foot, so that way I can have nice flow, nice rhythm into my pull-up. And guys, just an FYI, I can't really demonstrate and go full speed right now. I did sprain my right knee really bad. It's still pretty swollen and I'm in a lot of pain. So I'm just trying to, educate you guys. But what I will do is I will attach some of my clips from before. They were shot vertically though, but you will be able to see my pickup, how I push into space, my timing, my footwork, all of that. So just so you know, guys, right now, at this point, I can't really move much because my knee is pretty swollen. But now, moving on to my next point is one that really is my biggest pet peeve, and that's how players are gathering their ball as they go into their pull-up. So this is what happens with so many players. They would take that last dribble, and as soon as that ball hits the ground, they would put that second hand on the ball like this. Almost like keep their arms extended, right? Like they rush, they panic to gather that ball with two hands, right? Here's the problem with that. Once you do that, for one, again, it disrupts your rhythm, disrupts your flow, and now you are limited to only one option, and that is to shoot the ball, right? What elite players do, and I've learned this from Kobe, who is, in my opinion, probably the best pull-up jumper of all time, better than Mike's, for sure. And what Kobe was elite at is every single pull-up dribble, he would hang that ball outside of his frame, which allowed him to really attack space, allowed him to have option, and it was so crucial for his momentum, his flow, and his rhythm as he was rising up into his pull-up. So what Kobe would do, right? So he would dribble, he would take that last dribble, and as he hangs that ball, it comes outside of his frame, and he kind of like spreads both of his arms apart like this here, boom, just like that. So he's gonna go dribble, and as he steps, he would start moving that ball towards the middle as soon as that last foot, that last step hits the ground, right? So he's gonna go dribble, spread him, one, ball is still live, and as soon as that foot steps under my frame, he would pick it up, and it just kind of like naturally, it's very smooth. It just all flows together into his shot. So that hang is really, really important on our pull-ups. Once we do this, Okay, we are stiff, we have no rhythm, we destroy all the flow, and so now this jump shot is not fluid whatsoever, and we have no other option. With that hang, we can hesitate out of that if there's no other option, and we can keep attacking, right? Like we can hesitate normally, we can hesitate with the inside out. It's just, it gives us options, okay? In case shot is not available, or we know that we want to fake a shot, want to hesitate, and we want to attack. That's why that hang is really important. And that hang is really important both ways, not just me going left. It's really important me going right, same thing. I dribble, boom, I hang, and I time my pickup with my last step. That's what's gonna allow for that energy transfer and that momentum transfer into my shot. Into my shot. So please understand that this detail here is crucial. That's what's gonna allow you to really attack space, have options, have flow, have rhythm, and then transfer that energy, transfer that momentum into your shot. Another quick detail I would like to discuss is how we load our shooting wrist under the ball when we go towards our weak hand side, right? So let's say if I'm going left, I want to make sure that as I'm picking up that ball, I want to already have the shooting hand, the shooting wrist loaded. So as soon as I bring that ball, I'm ready to go up and shoot that. I don't want to pick up my ball like this and then have a need to whip that wrist underneath the ball and then shoot it. So please make sure when you go towards your weak hand side, okay? So I'm a righty, that's for me, that's gonna be left. So I'm going left and I'm already have it loaded. And as soon as the ball gets to my middle frame set point here, I will go up and have that wrist ready to go into my shot. What a lot of players struggle with when it comes to making shots on dribble pull-ups is that their pickups are really messy, okay? So we wanna make sure that regardless of which way we go, that we have nice, clean pickups into our shot. No messy pickups. And yes, going towards our strong side is gonna be a little bit tougher in my opinion, right? Because we would then have to like adjust the ball with our right hand as we go up, okay? So it's not gonna be like handed to you on a platter like you do have going towards your weak hand, okay? But still have to adjust and have to get comfortable with that. So have to have nice, clean, ooh, huh. See that? I have messy pickups too. So boom, nice, clean pickups. Do any kind of readjustment you need once you have two hands on the ball, and then we're gonna rise up into our shot. And last key I would like to discuss is our ability to shoot from outside pockets on dribble pull-ups. A lot of the times on dribble pull-ups, we are going to have defender who is guarding us on the hip, right? So let's say if I'm attacking my man towards my right side, it's probably gonna be risky to start moving my ball up into my set point from my inside pocket, from my standard pocket up the middle here, right? Because now he can easily reach that and then strip the ball out of my hands. So what we have to be good at is we have to be able to move the ball from our outside pockets to our set point. Same thing going left. Outside pocket towards my set point, right? So he's on my hip, I'm driving right, I will stop the ball right here. And now I will bring the ball towards my set point and then into my shot. Don't have to do this every time, right? Sometimes I can beat my guy completely on any kind of move, or let's say even a rip through. He's completely beat. Now I can raise that ball up from the middle towards my set point. But we also have to practice the ability of us moving the ball from outside pockets to our set points, because that's the only way that we will be able to rise up over defenders that are guarding us closely on our hip. Then guys, one honorable mention point that I want to make. Can't really demonstrate it right now, but I will make sure that on the clips that I'm about to attach, that I will slow it down and kind of, put some text over the top so that way you guys can understand. But the big key, what allowed Kobe and other elite players to be so good at pull-up jumpers, is their ability to attack space, okay? So what I'm talking about is when I'm going to my inside-outside footwork, I want to have, at one point, both of my feet up in the air, okay? So let's say I'm going left, and after my last dribble, as I'm pushing off this ball side foot, I would have my right foot and my left foot up in the air at the exact same time. That's what's gonna allow me to really attack that space. I can't really show you guys, but on the attached clips, you will see, and I will point that out to you. But that's also a big, big key, is that us attacking space, we don't wanna have one foot on the ground at all times. So I don't wanna have dribble, one foot on the ground at all times. After my last dribble, I wanna have that initial push off into my inside outside. And during that push off, I wanna have both of my feet up in the air. And guys, one last thing, before I let you go, I wish I can attach NBA clips to my YouTube videos, but it will get copyrighted, okay? And if YouTube copyrights my videos, that's a strike, and I don't wanna have that, okay? So I have to avoid attaching clips that are not mine, okay? NBA clips are not mine. On other platforms, it's okay for me to use because that is not considered as copyright, but on YouTube it is, so that's why, unfortunately, I wish I can, but I cannot, so I can only use my own clips. So I hope that provides some sort of clarity for you guys as we move forward, okay? But again, guys, thank you so much again for tuning in. I hope this tutorial helps, right? Because it's just, I haven't seen a lot of players as of past couple of years that had elite dribble pull-ups. It's just a rarity these days, okay? And a dribble pull-up is such an important shot in every player's game, okay? So please work on that. Please take all these details that I just shared with you and apply them in your game, in your dribble pull-up, and I promise you, you will see how much better that dribble pull-up becomes and how much more unstoppable you will be with that shot being available in your game. Thank you guys so much again. I told you I'm gonna push out these tutorials multiple times a week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please comment, please like, please subscribe. Let's grow this channel and let's get it, guys, and I'll see you next time.